motherfucker. Stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned.
What up?
Pete, what's up, man?
How you doing, bro?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Chilling, man. I'm sure you're glad to be back home after having to quarantine.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, no,
for sure.
Yeah, man. How was Christmas?
It was good, bro. Super laid back. My daughter, it was hella funny. So I asked my daughter what she wants, and she's like, well, I'm a sneakerhead now. And she's 14, so I'm like, yeah, okay, kid, you're a sneakerhead, are you? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so what do you want? And she's like, I want the lucky green Jordan 1s. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, oh, so you're up on game. I'm like, okay, then let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So I found a store in town that had them for a good price, brand new, and like made her feel like the coolest person in the world, which is always fire. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
crazy.
Man.
Yeah, that's what it's all about these days, you know. It's all like, as long as the kids have a good Christmas, that's all that matters, you know.
You're identical twin. It's hilarious.
Appreciate you, bro. Yo, your son too is he's starting to look more and more like you every day, bro. Straight up.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
He's already got like the super swag already too. It's so fire.
Yo, awesome. It must be so cool because, you know, my son he's only 3, but your daughter must be so proud to be like, oh yeah, this is my dad. Like, that's just
to me, like, bro, that's it, yo, because teenage kids, they can't, like, a lot of teenage kids don't like anything, and like, especially if it has to do with their parents. They're like, nah, my parents aren't cool, you know what I'm saying? But like, her mom and stepdad are hella cool too. Like, everybody gets along well. But yeah, there's like, it's crazy because she's a Wildin' Out fan. She was a huge Calum Worthy fan, the dude who played Adam in Bodied. She knew him from like his Nickelodeon and Disney stuff. So when I like was on set with him, I text her. I was like, hey, do you know who Calum Worthy is? And she sends me back like 20 messages freaking out. Like, yes, why are you asking me this? So I talked to him and I'm like, yo, man, like, turns out my daughter's a huge fan. Do you mind if we like send her a video? And of course, he's like the nicest guy on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So we send like this little like 2-minute video to her and just, of course, makes her entire month. And then Sharon recently did the same thing when she found out that I was like cool with all the Wildin' Out cast. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's huge, man. That's super cool to hear. And you said she's 14 or 13?
14, yeah. She's gonna be 15 in a couple months.
14, man, and you know. And little does she know, like, she knows now, but the older she gets, she's gonna realize who her fucking dad fucking is. Like everything. If she looks into battle rap at all,
oh yeah, she's watched some battles. There's some stuff that I think is like entertaining for her to watch for sure. You know, like me and cheddar cheese, stuff like that.
And to know her dad was literally the fucking seed of all this fucking shit is just like, it's amazing. Listen, man, I know I've given you your props constantly, to you personally, and on plenty of interviews and whatnot, and plenty of interviews and whatnot. But I want to do it again for the people that are watching. Like, to me, like, it's not even a question. Like, the real godfather of battle rap. Like, literally, I would not be a battle rapper if it wasn't for you. I would watch you. Everywhere I went, I'm mind blown. I'm showing every party, no matter where I go. I'm like, look at this shit, and I'm just like, this. I can't even believe it. I was never exposed to this type of shit before. I was like, I just can't. And I was a rapper, and I knew like multi-syllables and shit like that. I was up on there and like punching. So I was a lyricist, but I never seen anything like that. Let alone like freestyle was the craziest shit to me. Wow. And if I didn't see any of that shit, like, I would have definitely not started battle rapping. There's no way, shape, or form. And since day one, you've been not only humble, but like the most humble, like the nicest, the kindest, always willing to give advice and share, like, and being Thesaurus. It's huge, man. I want to thank you for that. Just
thank you, bro. It means a lot. I really appreciate you, dog. Straight up. Like, I've had so much fun along the way. It's been such an insane journey that it's like hard to even put into perspective at times. Like, I don't often, but there's a few times a year while I'll actually sit and sort of, you know, reflect. but I'm usually like so on the go that it's hard to do that. And you know how that is, especially like pre-COVID when you're just constantly on the move. You're like looking 3 moves ahead. So you can't really reflect on what was behind you because you're thinking about not only what's in front of you, but then 2 months after that and 2 months after, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been such a wild journey, and to see how it's grown, how it's like still growing, and it's still like battle rap is still in its infancy pretty much as far as like the overall grand scheme of things, but to see like where we're at, and now we're reaching like a real launching point where people are going to be able to start to make like successful, profitable careers off of this shit. And then that's only going to lead to bigger and better things. I mean, it's insane, man. It's hard to not be like happy for the way things have turned out. You know what I'm saying?
Can you tell the people watching, and I'm going to put this on YouTube too, but the difference between like, tell us how WRC, you know, because now it's like you get like 3 months to prepare. What was that? Can you tell us exactly how WRC went?
It was insane. I don't think we even knew it was going to be the way that it was when we got there. It was 10 battles in a day. Battling, so there were 6 teams total, and then you have 5 battles twice. You know, you battle each team twice. 10 battles in a day. It's crazy because the way it was initially pitched to us, when me and Ilmac were at Spin the Mic, Harry brought up the idea, and his idea was super dope. I mean, it wasn't far from what ended up happening, other than the fact that the time constraints. Because what he wanted to do was he wanted to film it the way it was dropping on YouTube, like weekly episodes. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how they like started off. They would drop like a battle a week of a different team and shit like that, like different battles. And he wanted to just do it like weekly events. And me and Il were like, yo, there's no way we can come back and forth because I was in Cali, he was in Portland, and he wanted to do this in New York. And then Harry was like, okay, well, let me just like think and fine tune it. And then they turned it into a 1-day format. And I think like it sounded kind of overwhelming, but at the same time, I think we were okay with it. Like we weren't worried going in, because I think the only people we had heard of that we thought would be like a problem was Mad Ills and Parable the first year. We thought we had an edge over the field just by not knowing who they are, and by knowing like what our own freestyle stamina is, like what we're capable of. And if you're cutting it in half, then it should be easier to do. What we didn't know was that we'd only be getting fed on fucking like shitty pizza and soda. Like there was nothing that like, it wasn't it was low budget to start with, you know, it was a work in progress, of course, but fuck, what it like spawned from there is absolutely insane. And then the difference you see from the year 1 to year 2, when people came back, like 90% of the team sounded like we did, you know, or wanted to.
Yeah.
It was wild, man. But the setup for it was like, it seemed exhausting for sure, but I think that like kind of made us comfortable, because we had done the scribbles and the 32-man tourneys and shit like that. Like, yo, we're built for these conditions. And especially at the time, like, Ilmac's maybe 21 and I'm 25 or some shit, you know, like 24 or something like that. Like, we were ready to you know, go whatever distance it was going to take to get there and to like make that mark. It was, I think the other teams were a little overwhelmed, and going into the second year, it gave us such a huge advantage knowing what to expect, and like not to gas yourself out through the first round of battles. You want to pace yourself. You don't want, like, even if you have a knockout worthy line, maybe you want to save it till the next battle if you feel this battle's in the bag type of shit. I'm always thinking strategically, like, because before I started playing poker, I was a pool player. And when you're playing pool, especially like for money, you're thinking 3 or 4 shots ahead. So that's always what I was trying to do. Even in like battle tournaments, it was about like, okay, I'm battling this person, but who's battling before me and who's battling after me, so I know who I have a 50-50 chance of facing in the next round. You know what I'm saying? Like, based on the way brackets are built, I was always thinking ahead like that. And I think that other people weren't thinking so like 3-dimensionally, you know?
Oh yeah, it's a lot deeper than just rapping. That's insane. I could never imagine doing 10 battles a day. That's just,
it was.
I can't.
Bro. And with like minimal food, just hella blunts too, so you're all dehydrated and shit. We smoked like 2 ounces worth of tree because Hom and Piff were just rolling backwoods all the entire day, just rolling like zips of backwoods. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy.
I think, I don't know if that was the very first one I saw, maybe not, but I couldn't believe it. I'm just like, right off rip. Okay, I remember my jaw dropping, boom. I'm in Piff James is not a big thing. Walking shit dog, like, and then like, oh my god, like, and just back to back, my jaw was dropped. I remember my brother was looking up.
The first battle of the tournament, of the entire tournament, was us against Cyanide and Majesty, R.I.P. Majesty. And we were like, oh, okay, we're setting the tone for the day. And
The mastermind.
You're gonna die tonight, Cyanide. This guy's the type of bitch to cry and hide if a golf cart's driving by. This ain't a fair match, face it, dude. But hey, at least you found a partner who can share last place with you. And people were like, wait, what is going on right now? We could feel the room sort of shift on some like, oh shit, are we all like fighting for second place again? Like, do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like, you know, we wanted to set that like that benchmark too. It was, you know, it was important to come out and show everyone like, oh yeah, you're gonna have an uphill fight every time against us. It's just we're not gonna give you a line. We're not gonna give you a fucking room to breathe. You know what I'm saying? And
I would be terrible.
We were like sharing a brain, like the way it was like. The way we knew the direction that the other person was heading, our like word banks were very similar. Like our train of thought, just where something was going was hella similar. So we could just pick up on it, snap. It was wild. And I think it was the crazy part for me is that I think that gets overlooked in what we did. Every single one of these other teams, for the most part, these are all dudes who like live within the same proximity of each other, or kick it regularly, or who, you know what I'm saying? Me and Ill lived in different states. We would link up 2 days before the battle happened and just strategize, play chess. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. It was, so we were at that disadvantage through every battle tournament we ever did as a 2-on-2. Like the first 2-on-2 we ever entered was in 2005 in Cali, an event called Mind Games. We met the morning of the event. I picked him up from the airport the morning of the event. And we were like, yeah, let's do this 2-on-2 and try to get this bread. Then I think we lost in the final 4 or some shit. And then we were like, yeah, we definitely have something here though. If we, you know, if there's another opportunity that presents itself. And then Spin the Mic came and Harry was like, we need to do something here. Shout out to Harry from Jump Off, by the way, like straight up. Without that guy had a vision very early on, pre-YouTube inception. Harry from Jump Off and his squad, his brother as well, like those guys had a vision. And I mean, looking back, they were ahead of their time. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they would have been the first to get into it, but just shortly after YouTube had further evolved, I mean, they would still probably be some sort of like kingpin, you know? They definitely chiseled like a historical place in battle rap, though. You know, I feel like everybody has to know. Even people who aren't like aware of it should like take the time to learn something about it. You know what I'm saying? It's such a vital part of where so many people came from, and like still the way so many people try to battle effectively. You know, and now that judged battles have come back, even more so.
Oh my God, it's the most historical shit in battle. And I'm so glad that you explained that, because that's not even imaginable to some of these battle rappers now, because they have it like, it's like we have it so like on a, it's just handed to us. If we have like 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, and like you know everything about these guys, you know, everything. It's like, but you guys are like, oh shit, 10 battles a day, never seen this guy in my life. Boom, you got to connect brains. That's insane, bro. Like, no one's built for that. No one is built for that right now. I don't think any human, no battle rapper on earth right now is built for that.
In that format, very few people. I think there's like the Sharones, the like DNA or Clips would be effective in that type of shit for sure. Trez, but it's like it's smaller than 1% of the total field of battle rap. You're hella quick on your feet too. Yeah, like don't short sell yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. I'm really not that. I'm really not that good. People think I'm the. You know, I'm just going to admit this, right? Some people think I'm the craziest freestyler, but really, what they don't know is that I just don't remember. I don't remember what I have. So I mean, I do freestyle sometimes, but a lot of the times I'm like, I just don't remember my next line. So I'm like, oh, this, and oh shit, I'm grabbing it in midair. Oh, and, okay, I remember it now, and I say it. And they're like,
pick and pull, yeah.
They're like, that was off the top. I'm like, no, I was just catching it in midair.
And sometimes you can even, like, if you can have like a line that you already had ready, and just by changing the way you emphasize the line, it can sound like a perfect freestyle. Like, yo, I have a dozen of those. The Mac Lethal battle that I did, where like I wrote a full round and then I had a bunch of just like random scattered lines. My first round is my only prepared round. And then I had just a bunch of scattered lines, and I was like, I want to freestyle with him anyways, because this is Mac Lethal. This is like one of the guys that got me inspired to get into Scribble and shit like that. So there's so many different times where he legit like set a layup for me with what he said. And I'm just like, oh shit, I have a line for it that now is going to sound like the dopest freestyle rebuttal that has ever, you know what I'm saying? I had like, legit 7 or 8 of them in that battle through the second and third round that are just layups that we handed each other. It's, you know, that shit, like, great minds sort of think like that. It's wild, man.
When that shit happens in a battle, you get so excited. Like,
oh yeah, it's overwhelming. It really is.
Oh, it's, man, when I fucking said this shit or whatever, zombie, whatever, and I had no idea this guy was behind him or even what he looked like or anything. And then he's like, right here, I'm like, oh shit. Because obviously I still had a fucking line to say, but I'm like, I need to have an opening and then close it. Just think of whatever. Oh, he's right behind you, off the head, man. Fucking whatever that. And then a walking dead man. But it was when it happened to me. My excitement, like people were like, oh shit, he looks like he's gonna die. I'm like, oh, you guys have no idea. Let me piece it together. Keep cheering. Keep making fun of me. Just give me a second, and then boom. And I was so excited. It saved me. You know what I mean?
It's such a great moment. Yo, that is the best one-rounder of all time, like by far. That shit is so perfect. It has everything somehow, which is crazy. That's just like, you guys are two of probably the only people in battle rap who could do something like that, because you're both so like create a player. You guys are both 9 everything, you know what I'm saying? Like you have some people that are so single faceted. You guys do it all at an exceptional level, and that's what makes it so good. Like, that shit was perfect, you know what I'm saying?
You can feel it. Like,
I was glad that event actually had something good come of it, you know?
Yeah.
Real shit, because that event, I was like, yo, man, you guys can't be like doing some shit. And especially once I heard all the back end shit about people's bread getting fucked with and flights home and shit, I was just like, yo, like, at least. So I'm glad like something actually classic came from that event. Otherwise, man,
you know, I kind of feel bad for those. Vanished. I do still kind of feel bad for those guys, because I'm sure
what they were getting into.
Yeah, and I'm sure they lost money, and you know, some people are just like, whatever, man. But you know, I feel for people who really invest in it. But aside from that, you know, where I was just talking about the lead up, you know, knowing the zombie shit is coming. Like, I think that there's a certain energy that you get from battle rap that's like it's unexplainable. Like, when I would watch you in WRCs, this is like, I don't even know if people can possess that. Like, when you just said, what was it? Fucking him is, you look like Christian Bale, freaking Bale. Survived the bombing of the British Rail. Like, the bass in your voice and the hands, and it was just like, you knew as it was coming, you're like, this is gonna explode. And I remember watching it, and I was just like, oh my god, like, these poor guys, they have to stand in front of that. Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of how we felt. We were like, damn, because they're the nice. Shout out to Possess It, what's his face? They're like the nicest dudes on the planet, hella fucking cool, and then they just have to go to war with 2 aliens who we wanted it the most, you know what I'm saying? We wanted
the boxing gloves, nostril.
there's so many moments from that. I feel like the Christian Bale, that segment specifically, that was sort of like an evolutionary point in how people started to, people were like, oh, damn, I need to stack shit like that. And that's when you started to get so many bad versions of shit like that, when people are like just saying things for the sake of making them rhyme, 9 stacks of swine racks and shit. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? But that was definitely like a turning point in like how lines had, this was like, oh shit, our lines need to level up from this point on. You know, it was kind of like putting battle rap on notice of like, oh yeah, by the way, in between the regular rounds and the finals, things evolved. You know what I'm saying? It was hella funny too. 06 was the first one we won. It was also my first Scribble, and it was the same year. So Scribble was before the finals, and it was the same year that Jump Off was doing this contest where it was like, you could sponsor a battler to come to the UK to like battle a UK top tier rapper or something like that. So Jump Off, I'm like on the side of the stage, and this is before the first round of Scribble, and I'm filming this interview with Jump Off, just like, yeah, so if you guys want to bring me out there, feel free to donate to this link. I'd be happy to come out and battle whoever it is you guys choose for me, like based on who the majority of the donators choose. And then you hear in the background of the interview, they're like, Thesaurus versus, I think, Mood Swings or something like, so Thesaurus versus Mood Swings to the stage for round 1. And I'm just like, all right, y'all, I'll see you soon, but I got to go win Scribble Jam. Peace. And then fucking the rest is history. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
I felt like I
you
had
said
to
that
win it that year.
You said that was 2006. I must have been lying this whole time. Because I keep saying, well, my battle's like 2006. The elements thing, obviously, must have been like 2008 then. I don't know why. I could have swore it was 2006 or 7. But
maybe even,
yeah, it must have been
07.
07, 08 or something. Yeah, because yes, or late 07, maybe 08. Man, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I had that in my head, man. Maybe. Anyways, but yeah, no, that's huge, man.
Which technically
can I ask you
means
something? What was it?
I said, which technically means no.
Yo, and obviously it's directly from Pete, but like, I was just gonna say that I was just gonna say, the whole Maltese thing, everything, I completely took that and your whole shit, all of it. And but the thing is, that's a given. Everyone did. Literally everyone did. Like, I think everyone did. Like, everyone in battle.
I think it was more about, like, you could tell the people who started rapping from that, as opposed to the people who sort of adjusted accordingly, but who had always like rapped. You know what I'm saying? And I think you're like a more example of the second one. You know what I'm saying? Like you were someone who rapped and then you sort of fine-tuned yourself, but you have always, like, since the first time I heard you, you had like, even in like the blog videos where you're drinking 40s and shit, you always had like a hella West Coast swag to all of us. I remember Awkwards was the first person that put like most of us up on you. And I was like, dude, this guy could come out here and he would feel right at home. Like, you were so West in just mannerisms and swag. And then we heard you rap and I was like, bro, this guy, like, yo, throw a Dre beat behind what he is saying right now. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, you always like had that like West Coast sort of like flavor, which is wild because you're obviously from the opposite end of the country, but I think it makes sense, I think it makes sense. Like, and I know you're a huge like West Coast rap fan, old school West Coast hip hop fan. And I think it makes perfect sense to me knowing all of that. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with that, bro. Yeah. But you could definitely tell from 06, between 06 and 07, you could tell which people had just gotten into battle rap and literally started rapping because of battle rap,
Yeah.
Because before it was like you started rapping because of other rappers. That's like how we came up, It wasn't because of battle rap. It was like because of rapping and ciphering over beats and shit,
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. I know that you already know like the West Coast. Anytime I talk to a dude from the West Coast and you there, it's chopping up. Can you hear me? Shit.
Yo.
Not sure what happened. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either. I I got it back, and I guess you couldn't hear me. I don't know what happened.
It's all good. I made sure to exit out because so I could save it and put it on my shit.
Yeah, no sweat.
Yeah, so we were talking about like, you know, just the multi fucking patterns and whatnot. And one thing I learned from you the most was it's not like you said, there's a million battle rappers out there that can string multi. That's not really that great. It's making them make sense. And someone else who did that, someone who did it so perfect as well as you, Bender.
Bender, oh yeah. Bro, R.I.P. to the God, man. That's my guy. I remember the first time Lo Pesci was like, yo, you want to see your new favorite battle rapper? And he linked me to his first battle that he had him do in the Montreal division. I think it was against a dude named Barracuda. And I remember, okay, if you've seen the movie Logan about Wolverine.
No.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Okay, so it's like about Wolverine, but when he's older. And the way I described like seeing Bender for the first time is basically like when Logan sees Weapon X for the first time, who is like the upgraded version of the Wolverine, who's even more indestructible type of shit. And there's a point in the movie when they cross paths and Logan is kind of like, yo, what in the, like, you're like me, but you're way, like, what is going on type of shit, you know? That's how I felt. Like, bro, his shit, it's like conversationally easy the way he put shit together, bro. You know what I'm saying? And do you know Eskrol, his boy Eskrol, who was, I think, from Ottawa?
Patrick?
No, that was another dude in Flight Distance, but Eskrol is like, I guess, another one of his homies. And that dude is like on a similar plane to Bender, but just never battled. But I think that was one of the people that sort of like, you know, got the ball rolling with him. And like, bro, the way Bender strung shit together, there's no one like it. I watch his shit to get like motivated for my own battles, because what he did and the way he like wrote to build an arc and still create like an impact with shit that was just stacked so perfectly, bro. I could quote him endlessly.
What's your favorite Bender bar or scheme?
I think the one I quote the most, or at least since it happened, it was against Fredo.
The atomic bomb designer, Dr. Robert Oppenheimer, won aside and compromised. How? You'd make the atomic bomb designer, Dr. Robert Oppenheimer. How does that how does that do that? You know what I mean?
And his squad of top advisors won aside and compromise with all the Nazi occupiers and turn every Hebrew in the promised land into a Holocaust denier. Dog, he rhymed Holocaust denier with Robert Oppenheimer. That's out of this universe. The shit he said to Fredo is probably what I quote the most. He goes, some say I battle too intensely. For me, it's rudimentary. I feel like a shooter ready for some students in a school assembly. Mazel tov, let a bottle pop on his head. It's a brutal ending when I stomp the glass in his temple like a Jewish wedding. What? Bruh, stomp the glass in his temple like a Jewish wedding is so crazy. Like, that's so crazy. Mazel tov, bro. Oh my God. He has so much shit against Fredo. More beautifully imagined than you could even fathom after doing sheets of acid on the moon with Peter Frampton. Put Fredo in the ring with me. Now you could see what happens in a brutal reenactment of when Zeus released the Kraken. What? Dog, he's not from this planet. Like, man, rest in peace, the GOAT.
Yo, he's such like, I was so blessed to become friends with him. I moved to Ottawa for a little bit, and we linked up, and we became close. And then when he would come to Scotia, he'd hit me up, and we'd hang and shit. And he's just such an interesting character. Like, he's
and
like
such a good-hearted dude too. Like,
oh
such
my God,
quality. You know what I'm saying? Heart of gold. He's the type of dude that would just randomly like message his homies to check in and see how they're doing, type of shit. Like,
yeah,
just on a random occasion, and always have something hilarious to say. Like, oh my God, man, he's like low key one of the funniest people I've ever talked to.
Oh, he's so funny, man. Yeah, he was in Scotia. He's like, yeah, come see me. I'm in Scotia. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, come see me. And he's hanging with these like, you know, hot broads. And I don't even know if I should really get into it, but he's just like, and they're like all over him. I'm like, this guy's just like a low key player, and he's just like talking to them like dirty, and I'm like, he's all drunk, and he's like, yeah, I just fucked her in a Walmart. I'm like, that's awesome. And we hung out all night or whatever. He's just like, and he's just such a boss. He's just like, he's just like, go grab me and my boy some beer or whatever, in a nice way, like,
Yeah,
you know, whatever.
Yeah, like still polite but very matter of fact. Yeah.
yeah. And it's just like this hot ass milk frost, like, you got it, like, and he's just like, yeah, just smashed it in a fucking Walmart. He's so funny, and we're just cracking jokes, drinking all night, and he's just like, he's all serious. He's like, hey, told the girl, get your picture out, take a pic of me and Pat, and he's like, Pat, sit on my lap. We get this picture of me like sitting on his lap like Santa Claus. He's got this like super drunk. But anyways, he's just the nicest guy. When you leave, he gives you just like these big hugs and
the best. Facts. Hella genuine. You know what I'm saying?
He's
like,
so funny, man. He's so hilarious. You know what I mean? Like, just anyone watching right now.
It's hella fire that they put him and PH's picture on the new title belt, the KOTD title belt. I think that's fire as fuck that they're like straight pieces of the actual belt now. Like, that is super fire. Shout out to Real Deal, by the way, for winning the belt yesterday. Did you watch the event?
I did, but you know what, man? I was at a local bar and I could only listen to it. So I caught the bars, but I didn't get to catch like the video, which does make a difference. I thought it was so good. What a great title match, man.
Man, the whole event was incredible. It's like an all-time KOTD event. 5 battles. Every single one was fire. Nobody slacked. There's like probably 2 or 3 instant classics right off rip from the card. Maybe every battle ends up aging that way, because especially like a battle like Nestle and A-Ward, which was hella good to start the card off, it's only going to age better with the footage because of how well both of those guys rap and like present their material. You know what I'm saying? Especially Ness. Ness is like the most underrated battler of all time. His material, when it hits camera, is just like so butter smooth, you know?
Please tell us the ash next to a bridge line. That's on some atomic bomb designer shit. Like, that's where can you please tell us the line?
I'm trying to, what was it? Something about how, like, people didn't want me to joke about how black Ness really is. And I wouldn't do it if he wasn't always complaining about his own blackness, but he is. I wanted to slap Ness back to the past tense where he lives, so I map quested his crib, and that led to a pile of ash next to a bridge. Oh my God, bro.
Yo, for anyone watching, his house had just burned down.
Yeah, like legit within a year of that, like maybe a year and a half before or something. Like, and his reaction to it, Ness's reaction is so genuine. He's just like, "Ooh," like that was cold, bro.
Matt questioned crib, and that led to an ash next to a bridge. Led to ash next to a bridge.
Fuck. Are you frozen again? Oh.
Yo.
All right, I'm back.
Back? All right, cool.
I'm good. Yeah.
It's a little bit choppy.
For 1 second.
Okay, yeah, it should be good now. You know what's funny? The Sharon and Real Deal thing. When I was listening, and keep in mind, like, Trevor is like my top 5. I actually think Trevor is like so fucking amazing, man. He's the best angler to me. So he's like top 5.
He's incredible.
Yo, shout out Boy Wonder in the comments, said, did Ham and Piff James want to fight you after the Ilmag battle? He said.
Nah, we smoked like hella blunts with those dudes. They became the homies after that. Shout out to Ham and Piff. There's like my favorite 2-on-2 team of all time to this day is Ham and Piff James. You know what I'm saying? But nah, they were hella cool. They were on some just like, yo, you guys are not what we expected when we heard like the lineup of the card, because they weren't in tune with like the online battle scene or any, you know what I'm saying? They were some Jersey dudes like, let's show up and rap, you know. They were kicking it with that, like Piff is in a crew with the Outsiders and shit, like some sub crew with the Outsiders. So Yeah, they just showed up ready to smoke 2 zips worth of Dutches and fucking have a good time. Shout out to Boy Wonder, by the way. Yo, man, legend.
Oh fuck, crazy legend, man.
Straight
Fucking
up.
yeah, shout out Boy Wonder. That's crazy that, like, you know what I mean? Like
What's going on with the
that
Wi-Fi,
he
bro?
knows the WRC shit too. Like, it just shows how
Mine's
legendary it is,
fine. I
right?
don't know what's going on here.
Can you hear me? Damn. Can you hear me okay? Yo.
Fuck, dog. What's going on? I can't now. I can, yeah.
Yo.
Fuck, man. What's going on?
I can hear you.
I can
you hear
you
me?
now.
Are you good now?
Now I can, yeah.
All right, good. I think we're back.
It's just,
Yeah,
I think.
No, that's crazy. That Boy Wonder goes back like that with battle rap too. I'm not that, you know. It just shows.
That's hella. I remember he hit me on Twitter like probably a year or two ago, and I was like, "Yo, wait, what's going on right now?" And I often like fail to put him to perspective, like that. A lot of the artists that we like came up on and look up to and whatnot fuck with what we do too. I think that shit's so wild, and it's still something that I never like am not excited about to this day, no matter who it is. If it's, anyone who was like a younger influence of mine or something like that, especially with all the like cool opportunities we've been presented with, like people we've gotten to meet and work with. Like, some of the interviews you've done, I'm like, bro, you're interviewing everyone from Royce to Shaq to Bronson. Like, dog, like, who could have imagined? Could you have ever imagined that while you were making your videos, like sipping Colt 45s?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Just so mind blowing. Shaq. Yeah, Shaq says to me, he's like, "I'm a big fan of yours." I almost had a fucking seizure. You know what I mean?
And he's rapping to you, and he's responsible for one of your biggest battles, like partially responsible for one of your biggest battles getting into motion. That is like, dog, that's insane. That kind of puts into perspective the reach that what battle rap has is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just the entertainment industry, the athletes are fucking with it. There's so many random people that you wouldn't expect. I remember one of the first like wild random opportunities I got. This was after the second WRCs. It never ended up happening. I think the network, ABC Network, wasn't trying to fuck with it. But the producer of the TV show, The Bachelorette, hits me up, and he wanted me and another battle rapper to come on to the show and coach like 2 teams of the women to battle each other, and then the winner like gets a date with dude. And I assumed the network must have like looked up the WRC footage and been like, yeah, I don't think we can have like this guy who's dropping F-bombs and this and that, you know what I'm saying? But that was the first time I remember thinking like, yo, who are the people that are watching like what we do? You know what I'm saying? The guy was like, oh yeah, I'm like a producer for this show. He's like, you can look me up on IMDb if you want to like check out my credits. And I was just thinking like, this guy's produced so many like major shows that I'm familiar with, and he's just low-key huge battle rap fan too, you know? And then we got like opportunities like the drop the mic shit with Method Man, and fucking, it's so crazy the reach that it actually has, you know?
Before I talked to Method Man, I remember you told me that you ran into Method Man. He said something about my battle, and I was
after
so
the show, dog. Literally, it was like one of the first things he says. He called, like, so me and Awkwards were the coaches for the day, and we were just chilling on the set. And Method Man comes like out of his dressing room, and he's like, "Yo, what are y'all doing out here?" And we were like, just talking to the crew and whatnot. He's like, "Come back in my dressing room and chop it up." And we're like, "Okay," you know what I'm saying? Let's kick it. So we go back into his dressing room, and literally the first thing he says, he looks at me hella seriously, and he's like, "Yo," and I'm like, "What's good, bro?" And he's like, "Why'd your man Pat Stay do Danny Myers like that?" And me and Ak like start dying, and I'm like, "Oh damn, you're like in tune like that. I didn't know it was to that level. I knew you watched battle rap. I didn't know it was like you were up on recent events, because this was shortly after you and Danny had dropped. So it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's like he had caught it within the first probably week of release type shit. And that's when I was really like, oh, damn, he fucks with like what we do heavy, you know? And he's like, Doug, he's like, I want all of y'all. I'm so happy for all of y'all. And even at the end of taping that day, like before the audience left, me and Awkwards are sitting up in like this little VIP balcony section with a couple other people who are like guests of the staff. Before the audience left, he like Method Man stops them all from leaving, and he's like, yo, before y'all leave, I just want to show some recognition to two of my favorite battle rappers, Thesaurus and Awkwards, who helped us out on this episode. Like, y'all please show them some love and check them out on YouTube. And I was like, dog, he doesn't have to do things like that. And it's just, he's a good dude who genuinely fucks with the culture. Awkwards did a video with him. Like that same weekend, Meth was like, oh, you in town? Let's do a song. You got a video crew? You got a videographer? Let's film.
Method Man.
Like that. Yeah, he's done that shit with Cortez too. Obviously, like the math battle.
Yeah,
he's definitely like he's really tapped into the scene. It's dope as fuck, bro. That was one of the like cool things about showing up on set and him just being like, "Oh, what's good, OG?" And I'm like, "Oh, damn!" I was like expecting something so different. I was expecting like much more of a corporate feel and like a very tightly ran ship type of, you know what I'm saying? All the producers were hella cool. One of the producers for the show is a dude named Jensen Karp. He used to go by Hot Carl was his old rap name. So he got a deal in like 2000 off of freestyling on the radio. Mac 10 signed him to a radio deal in like 2000. So fast forward to Drop the Mic. He's the producer of the show. I'm meeting him for the first time, and he's like, yo, it's really cool to meet you. He's like, my fiance and I watch your battles all the time. Oh, have you met her, by the way? And I'm like, no. And he's like, babe, come meet Thesaurus. And she's 5 feet in front of us with her back turned. She turns around. It's Topanga. And I'm like, dog. I'm like, oh, your fiance? Like, nice flex, homie. You know what I'm saying? Just, bro. And she's just like, oh my God, it's so cool to meet you. Like, yeah, we watch all the battle rap stuff. And I'm like, this is, I was almost speechless. It's one of the closest I've ever been to starstruck in my life. Cause I'm like, yo, Topanga. That's Topanga. Like, for every dude since we were 9, you know what I'm saying? And she looks exactly the same. She's still just like hella young, beautiful, sweet girl, you know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, that shit like blew my mind. And she just, you know, he's like, oh, have you met my fiance? All casual flex.
Oh, have you met my Shakira?
They're married with a kid. They're married with a kid now too, you know? Shout out to Jensen and Topanga. Fuck, what's her real name? I forgot her real name. Oh, I feel like a dick.
You know what the coolest thing about like the Method Man interviews, all those rappers, man? The most heartwarming shit was when I would message them and ask them, their response wasn't like a sure. It was almost like a bro, like of course. Of course.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I'm just like, hey man, I'd love to have you on, big fan. They're like, bro, say no more. Like, of course. Like, you know what I mean? I would love to. Like, I respect you so, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is nuts to me. I never, you know what I mean?
Insane. I feel you on that. I came from a small town too. Like, even though I grew up in Cali, I came from a super small town. So that shit's still like, to this day, it's never not like mind blowing and humbling for me. I'm just like, yo, what? Word. All the like football players, basketball, all that shit. I'm just like, yo. And even meeting fans, especially when I'm like out with my daughter now, and meeting fans and shit, that shit is cool as fuck. Like looking like the cool dad is like a new level of fire. You know what I'm saying? There's been times where we've been like in stores and shit, and dudes are like, yo, like, I'm not trying to bother you or nothing. I know you're here like with your daughter, but could I get a pic outside or something? I'm like, yeah, man, no problem. You know, and she thinks it's like the coolest thing ever too, you know? It's fire.
Let me ask you something as a friend and just, you know, I kind, you know, like as a, you know, like a big bro in this type of shit. Were you disappointed in me as a, you know, as a battle rapper, as a friend or whatever from the bullshit I pulled, my K-Shine shit?
The K-Shine, I honestly, I had higher expectations.
Well, I know it was terrible, but I'm saying, like, were you? Because I know that watching that, be like, Pat, that you weren't that. What were you? That's not you.
It's not you is exactly what I thought. Like, it's not you. I wouldn't say disappointed. I was just kind of like, yo, this isn't you. Even like, because you and I prepare very similarly as far as last, you know what I'm saying? We're piecing together even day of, if it comes down to it. And sometimes it's on some just like, you don't want to force the magic, and we're so reliant on what we can do last minute because it's worked for us so many times before type of shit. But that's a different type of opponent that you can't do that with. There's no room for that, especially with like what the battle, like, air quote, means at the time. You know, you guys are looked at basically like going into it, it was like the two best in the world. And I don't think that's changed. I still think you at your apex and him at his apex, that's the two best in the world. I won't, like, you know, I haven't wavered from that despite how y'all's battle was, because I also think there's other variables about the battle itself which didn't do any service to you guys and like your particular skill sets. Like, even if that battle is just in a room, it's a completely different battle with a completely different feel. I don't know if the outcome is different or anything like that, but I know the entire feel of the battle is going to be different. Even if you're still outside, but the audience is 15 feet closer to you, there might have been a different fit. There was so much wrong with the visual aesthetic of that battle, the way it was filmed, all of the variables, that it did you guys no favors. Like, especially for what you guys do. You guys are main stage showmen who can absolutely slaughter a small room, but then you're thrown this weird ass curveball of a giant wide open space that looks even larger than it is because of how poorly filmed it was. People were distracted by that to the point of where I think they let it distract them from your material in rounds 2 and 3 because you stumbled, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think people sort of like slightly maybe mentally checked out and got distracted by because there was so much wrong with the visual of that battle that just, I think you do the same battle in just the room that they had their event the 2 weeks prior. You know what I'm saying? And it's a completely different battle. I don't know if the outcome changes or anything like that, but shine is different. You're different. The crowd feel is different. Just I don't know.
My whole first round, most of my first round was a huge angle of a small room because the whole narrative was Pat can't battle in a small room. People were like, the walls can't laugh. And so I took all of this and I made this whole like 4-wall angle. Like, it was really, really, really dope. And then I found out like a week or so after, it's like, hey, it's going to be outside. I'm like, oh, that's going down the drain, literally. Like, and it was really well written.
You don't have a choice. You're right. I mean, it's just like they have something there with what they were trying to do. It just wasn't filmed correctly or like set up the right way to help either of you guys or anyone that day for that matter. You know what I'm saying? The only battle that day that didn't feel super like weird and uncomfortable to watch was Geechee Goods. And even then it still was like, why is this happening in front of the bank from the movie Inside Man? I don't understand. I was roasting the setup of it in the chat. I was like, y'all need better cameramen, because it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know what they're doing as far as filming goes. And when you're filming like two guys like you and Shine with such like a size discrepancy, there's like a way to film that is gonna make it look so much better. And we know who can do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, caffeine can't. But there's just, so it's so far beyond just like you had a non-Pat Stay performance. And from what I understand, it was like also like 48 degrees outside and shit. Like, bruh, they're not doing any favors for you guys, You know
what, man? No matter where it was, I just wasn't in a good place, man. I knew days before. I knew 10 minutes before in the car talking to my boy on the phone. I was running my bars with my boy, and I was fucking up every round. I'm like, yo, this is like 15 minutes before the battle. And I just
Dang.
knew I was so unprepared. I wasn't there mentally, physically, in every way. I wasn't there. I really didn't want to be there. And but I wanted to get it done, and I wanted to not put it off any longer. There was really no excuse. You know what I mean? Everyone's going through shit around this time. It's fucking, 2020 was horrible, and so there's really no excuse. And it just lack of preparation and me just having an off day. But I appreciate you saying, you saying shit like, 'cause right? So it just wasn't me, and you saying things like you don't consider, you don't take me down any further. Because some people are like, oh, that's a lost thing now. And most battle rappers are like, Pat is still right there. He just had a fucking bad performance. Like, you can't be Jordan forever, right?
I saw so many posts that were like, well, today proves, and it's like, no, today didn't prove anything. Like, if we're being, the only thing that event proved was how events should not be filmed and presented. That's the only thing that was definitively proven from that day. There was nothing proven as far like anybody's performances, nothing changes as far as the pecking order. Maybe now some people can give Shine the edge over you overall that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, K-Shine fans can now definitively be like, well, he beat Pat Stay, so he the best now. And I won't take that away from them. That's fine. K-Shine is fucking incredible, bro. It's not a slight to be 1A and 1B to K-Shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not like you're not going to have more opportunities to just get right back to it and show everybody what you do, like,
yeah.
The opportunities are going to still present themselves. If anything, it's going to make some people that might have been more afraid of battling you, like, more willing to do so now, because now they might think they like perceive a weakness that doesn't actually exist,
That's exactly it. I'm actually really excited about that in itself, because people are like, oh, Pat's he's not as invincible as I thought. Maybe I'm gonna approach him. I'm like, all right, cool, man. You'll be the next one then. You'll be the next one that I really prepare for. You know what I mean? That I actually buckle down for. You know what I mean? So hopefully someone takes me as a joke.
Yeah. And how I've always been, like, especially coming back off a performance you weren't happy with, you want to be 10 times better than whatever you thought your best was, like, before then. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, okay, well, now not only do I have to be better than before, I have to make up for this and, like, remind these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like how Marv did the entire Grand Prix. It was like, oh, I got to remind people what I do. Because apparently you forgot, because I gave you the room to think that I slacked for a second. And nah, yeah, I'm still here. I'm still very much here. Shout out to
I want to tell the viewers a story, and we've spoke on it before. And so I battled Shotgun Suge. It was amazing, electrical. I never got so much love in my life. It was crazy. Just like the room was in my hand. It was room shaking, everything. Like over 3,000 people there, 3,500, whatever, right? It was amazing. And I'm on top of the world, man. I'm like, man, I feel so good. I'm at the airport. I'm about to make a video to talk about just how happy I am in life, right? Just how happy I am. And I pull up my phone. It's my brother, Peter, calling. And then he's like, hey, mom has cancer, and she's like, has not much time. And I'm like, I was just supposed to make a video about how happy I am in life. And, obviously I had my moment, and you were one of the first people I messaged. I know you remember that.
For sure. So sorry. Obviously, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know.
Bro.
Appreciate it. No, I messaged Peter. For everyone watching, I messaged Thesaurus, like a little bit after I found out. And I apologized to him for saying anything about his father in our battle. And
that wasn't even the first time that you've done that, though. It's funny because I was in, I don't know if you have the Clubhouse app, but I was in a room there, and this was maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and that topic like came up, and I was like, for the record, like, Pat has apologized to me for that. Like, on average, since that battle happened, you've hit me up multiple times and been like, I would never do that to, like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, don't like, water under the bridge. And I know that's not you, and we've always been cool, and I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, you definitely, I remember you hitting me up that day, and like, dog, but I mean, for you to even
Minutes,
do that is
minutes
such
after.
a huge heart.
Minutes
Yeah,
after.
like yeah.
It was like very soon after, in the same bar in the airport when I found out. And I know that, and for people that don't know, when I battled Peter Thesaurus, before the battle, I told him, hey man, listen, I'm gonna bring up your dad. I'm not gonna talk shit about him, but I'm gonna like dance around the topic. And you're like, I respect or whatever, right? Because the last thing I wanted to happen is for something to happen, like you to like pop off, and then me and you getting some type of thing, and I get in an altercation with someone who I truly idolize. You know what I mean? So I really wanted to tell you beforehand, out of respect. I was like, I'm not gonna say your father was this, your father was that. I wouldn't do that. But like, but you know, I was just in a bad place at the time, and because I think the Marv 1 battle just happened, and everyone's like, oh, I love this vicious, careless Pat, blah blah blah. It's like, oh, I got to carry that on now too, because people are like, I was young and people are making me out to be this villain, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's who I am, and even that all just like, it was one of my many regrets in battle rap, and I appreciate you always being really, really cool about it, and you know, and accepting my apology, and just knowing
Of course.
I
mean, it's always been, I know you've been sincere. You've always been sincere and genuine about it. So I know, you know what I'm saying? I never felt like you were like faking anything about it, which, you know, it was, I know, like, we've always gotten along and been hella cool, and you're someone I look up to as an MC as well, bro. So it was, you know what I'm saying? The respect is infinitely mutual. So I always felt like you were hella sincere, but I knew even after the battle, like, we talked about it and we were cool. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, that's that. And I remember when you told me before the battle, and I was like, all right, well, if you do that, I'm going to win, because that's not enough to beat me, like someone like me, because I'm not like, I'm more viewed as like the hero type of, you know what I'm saying? So that type of, that's what I said straight up. I was just, and then the thing, like, I was glad you told me, because what it allowed me to do in the battle was just tune it out and sort of hit the mute button type of shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I could listen to like everything, like all of your crazy shit that you had, the fucking greasy and shiny and lean to the side and see the people behind me, and the Eric Harris from Columbine and like all of that I could listen to, and then I could tell when you were going to shift directions, and I could tune it out and just be like, okay, now I can think of my material for a few bars. And you know what I'm saying? It like actually allowed me to do that and stay in the moment with my own shit. So it worked out. Like, I would rather have that than to be surprised by it and be like, yo, what? Like, that's what happened with when Poe Rich brought it up in the 2-on-2 in the Grand Prix final. And I was just like, yo, what? Like, wait, what? Because, yo, nah, Richie, I known your little scrawny ass since 07, and nah, it ain't like this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. No, I thought about it.
Ever since both of those things have happened, like, people have tried to give me shit on some, like, yeah, you didn't respond the same way to Pat that you did to Rich. And I have to be like, yeah, that's because Pat hit me up like a friend and gave me a heads up and told me he was trying to like not have anything pop up, especially after the Marv battle. And it, like, you know what I'm saying? And we've always been cool. There's no reason for two people who are viewed the way we are, like in our regions, to have something like that. It's just so unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? And you were aware of that. And fucking, so I like had to explain that to people for years who were just like, yeah, but you'll shove Poe Rich. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I knew, like, I knew that if I didn't tell you, it could like work as far as like maybe throwing you off, but I had way too much respect for you as a rapper and a friend, because we were cool. I was like, I have to let him know, because I don't want, I wouldn't even want to hurt you like that. I really wouldn't want
we
you
were cool. We had been on like multiple cars together and shit.
Yeah. And it wasn't until later, until, you know, my mom, that I realized, like, man, like, that's something that no one wants to ever go through, especially if you're there for the ending of it, which is, I'm still haunted to this day, like nightmares 5 times a week, like sometimes, and like, yeah, like no one wants to be there, like, you know, your parents dying is one thing, but just being there for the very end, and just like, it's just like, so it's just like, you know, where going through what I've gone through now, I wouldn't say anything like that to anyone, just because I know the hurt and pain and the long lasting trauma, you know what I mean, that it really happens to people, man. So R.I.P. to your dad, man.
Likewise, straight up, I'm so sorry for your loss, man. And it really is, it just comes like, it's all about, there's just growth, and like everybody's personal line changes and evolves over the years. You know what I'm saying? There comes a point where that's no longer a line you need to stoop to, or, you know, a level you need to go to. You have such a skill set that's so far beyond that. And you also, like, I also never faulted you for it, because the way I always saw it, especially with battle rap, where it's such a sort of like safe space as far as what we can say type of shit, especially at the time. This was when people were saying fucking anything they absolutely wanted, you know what I'm saying? So while it was a route that I wouldn't personally take because I had been through it, I couldn't fault you, because in the lines of battle rap, it's everybody has their own personal line that they're willing or not willing to cross. And it's, you know what I'm saying? That's really all that comes out. It's the same thing with Caustic. There's shit Caustic said back in his biggest, most brutal bodies that he even like made a post about, like, you know, before the end of the year on some, like, I've said some things I regret in battles, and I wish that there's times where I know I could have beaten people being just more reliant on my own skill set than on fucking angles that I took or avenues that I took to beat them type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just about, you know, your line changes over the years as perspective changes, and what's important to you, like, becomes more important type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, you're a family man now. It's so much that you weren't a dad back then. It's so right. Like, things are so much different. Perspective changes, especially just when you have a child in your life, you know, more than anything. Like, that's when you're like, oh damn, like, yo, if someone said something about this kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, yeah, everything shifts.
And that's another thing. I battled Arsenal a couple years ago and had a quarter of a round talking about when my boys will smash his daughter when she gets older. And I regret that so much. I haven't even watched it back. But the only reason why I did it is because it's Arsenal. And he specializes in talking about your kids. You know what I mean? So you can't take that risk with him. Because I remember in England, I said, yo, man, we're going to battle. Don't diss my kid, man. And he's like, man, shut the fuck up, Pat. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Now he's going to have a whole round about Calvin. So I had to do that versus Arsenal. I take it. I wish I didn't, but you can't take that risk with him. That's his thing. He disses your kids, right? Yeah.
I remember Iron Solomon did the same thing against him, and it completely backfired. Didn't work at all for Iron. It was like,
no, it didn't.
What's he trying to do? Right? This is so not Solomon. This is so Arsenal's lane. What's he trying? You know? And Ars is the king of disrespect. You got to just let him do him. You know?
It's true. It's true.
Straight up. Shout out to Ars too.
He's a legend. He's beyond a legend. He's like probably the most famous battle rapper. Is he? One of them. Shit. Hope this doesn't go off. I'd be pissed.
It's getting choppy.
Oh, there you are. Good. I was about to hit the X so I could save it. You there? You there? Yo. You there?
You back?
You back?